Warning, forbidden object detected. Surrender immediately. Jack didn't move. He looked the drone in the eye, or at least the red light that looked like one. "This blade saved my family," he said. "You want peace? Learn why we carry tools like these." The drone tried to take the knife. Jack moved fast, too fast for a man his age. He grabbed the knife and threw it, not to harm, but to land near the drone's scanner. The drone panicked. It spun around wildly, firing a small stun blast that hit the wall. The scanner sent an emergency signal to the council. The knife becomes a symbol. That night, humans shared Jack's story all over the internet. Old man defies aliens with historic blade. Man of peace shows the truth about Earth. People started calling the knife the blade of legends. It became a symbol of pride, survival, and strength. The council didn't like this. "They are spreading fear," one alien said. "They honor the weapon instead of peace." But not all aliens agreed. A young alien translator named Vexa watched Jack's video again and again. She had never seen such calm in the face of danger. She started asking questions. "Maybe the knife is not the problem," she said. "Maybe the fear is." But her ideas were dismissed. Earth begins to unite. For the first time in years, countries on Earth stopped fighting each other. They began talking, sharing, working together. They didn't all agree, but they understood that Earth needed to stand strong, not just with weapons, but with meaning. They didn't want war, but they wouldn't let aliens erase their history. And now the knife was more than just a blade. It was Earth's answer to fear. Alien Council in crisis. Back on Kavaris Prime, the Council was divided. Half wanted to destroy Earth's communication systems and take the knives by force. The other half, led by a calm elder named Talaris, said, "Wait, they have not attacked. They only defend. There is wisdom in the knife. Let us understand it." But the angry voices were louder. "Send ships. End this now." Talaris made a secret plan. He contacted Vexa, the translator, and gave her a mission. "Go to Earth. Find this man Jack Harper. Learn the truth from him. Before we make a mistake we cannot undo." Recap Earth was at the edge of war with the Galactic Harmony Council, all because of a simple knife. But now, a young alien named Vexa was sent on a secret mission to visit Earth and understand the truth about the blade. Arrival on Earth, Vexa's small ship, shaped like a silver seed, landed quietly in the Arizona desert near Jack Harper's town. She had never seen a blue sky or felt dry heat. Her skin, soft and pale blue, changed color slightly under the sun. She didn't bring any guards, no weapons, just a translator device and curiosity. As she walked into the town, people watched, some hiding, some recorded her with their phones. She raised both hands and said calmly, "I come in peace. I seek Jack Harper." No one answered. Then a boy stepped forward. "You're looking for the knife man?" he asked. Vexa nodded. "He lives down that road," the boy said, "but don't try to take his blade." "I'm not here to take it," Vexa replied. "I'm here to understand." Meeting Jack Harper. Jack was sitting on his porch, drinking tea. When he saw Vexa, he didn't look surprised. "Knew someone would come," he said. "You with the council?" "I am," Vexa said, "but I'm not here to threaten you." Jack raised an eyebrow. "Then what?" "I want to know why a simple knife causes so much fear," she said. Jack stood up and walked to his workshop. Vexa followed. He opened a small wooden box and showed her the knife. The blade looked worn but clean. The wood handle was smooth from years of use. My great-grandfather made this during war, Jack said. He used it to survive, to open cans, cut wood, even save lives. He never used it to kill. Vexa looked at the blade carefully. But others have used blades for war, she said. Yes, Jack nodded, but a tool is just a tool. It's the hand that holds it that matters. Learning humanity. Vexa stayed in the town for 3 days. She talked to farmers, teachers, soldiers, even children. She watched a woman cut bread with a kitchen knife. She saw a boy carve a bird from wood using a pocket knife. She saw doctors using small blades to perform surgery. Everywhere she looked, the knife wasn't a weapon. It was a helper. She recorded everything and sent hidden reports back to Talaris. They do not worship violence, she said. They remember it, but they do not seek it. The knife is not their god. It is their past. Their story trouble arrives. On the 4th night, a group of alien drones arrived in town, this time not peaceful. They had been sent by the Council's war faction. Their mission, find the Blade of Legends and destroy it. When they spotted Vexa, they paused. She was not part of their mission. But when they scanned the knife in Jack's workshop, alarms went off. Aliens saw a human knife and declared it a weapon of mass destruction. In the year 2417, Earth was finally at peace. No more wars, no more fighting. Humans had learned to work together. Technology had grown fast and people had started exploring space. But what they didn't know was someone was already watching them. Far away, in a star system called Zyron, a group of alien species known as the Galactic Harmony Council was monitoring Earth. They called humans primitives, but interesting. The Council believed in peace above all. Weapons were banned across their 39 planets. Even sharp tools like knives were not allowed. Violence was seen as madness. But Earth still had history, long, violent history. Then one day, everything changed. The Discovery Captain Darnox of the Varelian race, a tall, silver-skinned alien with 6 eyes, was in charge of observing Earth from a hidden space station. His job was simple: collect data, report strange behavior, and avoid contact. But one day, a simple video went viral across Earth's networks. A man was camping in a forest, cutting wood with a shiny, curved knife. He threw it at a tree with skill. It spun perfectly in the air and hit the center of the tree bark. The video was short, just 17 seconds. But the AI of the Council flagged it within minutes. It labeled the object as Potential Planet Killer Class Object. Panic in the stars, Zarnox was confused. It's just a blade, he told the AI, a metal tool, old tech. But the AI didn't agree. It ran millions of simulations and always came to one answer: extreme danger. The Council was called. An emergency meeting was held on the floating planet of Kavaris Prime. One alien, a green, jelly-like creature from the Uma species, said, "If humans can throw such a weapon with perfect precision, what else can they do?" "They made fire," said another. "They made bombs." "They made knives," whispered a third, shaking. The vote was passed. Earth must be warned. If humans refuse to surrender their dangerous objects, they will be classified as a threat. First contact. On a quiet night in New Zealand, a strange ship landed. It didn't fire lasers. It didn't come with an army. It just hovered. A message was broadcast in over 300 languages. Surrender all bladed objects. You are in violation of galactic peace laws. At first, people thought it was a prank. But when another ship appeared over Tokyo, then London, then New York, the world listened. The aliens weren't attacking, but they were serious. All knives, swords, and similar tools were to be handed over. Refusal meant war. The human response. The leaders of Earth gathered in Geneva. Many laughed at the alien request. "It's just a knife," one general said. "But they fear it like we fear nuclear bombs," said a scientist. "They come from a world of peace, no weapons at all." One old man, a history professor, stood up and said, "They don't understand us. The knife isn't just a weapon. It's survival. It's culture. It's identity." The room went silent. The first shot in Texas, a farmer refused to give up his hunting knife. He said it belonged to his father, and his father before him. When a drone tried to take it, he threw the knife at it. The drone exploded. It had no defense for physical objects. Across the galaxy, the council went into red alert. To throw such a thing and destroy a drone is an act of war, they said. Within hours, 3 alien ships fired energy beams at Earth's military satellites. Not enough to kill, but enough to show power. The unexpected war begins. Earth was shocked, not because of the attack, but because of why it happened. "We are at war over a knife," one reporter said on live news. But it wasn't just about the knife anymore. It was about fear, misunderstanding, culture. Humans saw tools. The aliens saw weapons of mass destruction. And now the fight had begun, not for land, not for oil, but for what a knife truly meant. The story of the knife. In a small desert town in Arizona, an old man named Jack Harper lived alone. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't a leader. He was a retired carpenter. But he had something that would soon change the course of the war. A knife. Not just any knife. It was made by his great-grandfather during Earth's last World War. The blade was black, the handle carved from dark oak, and it had the words, "Survive always," engraved in it. Jack never used it to hurt anyone. He used it to carve wood, cut rope, fix tools. But when the alien warning came, Jack did not surrender it. "They fear what they don't understand," he said softly. "But this knife isn't evil. It's a story." Aliens begin the search. Alien drones began scanning every town and city. They were fast, quiet, and emotionless. They went door to door in many countries, asking people to give up anything sharp. Some humans obeyed. Some fought back. One drone entered Jack's workshop. It hovered above his workbench and scanned the knife.
But when they scanned the knife in Jack's workshop, alarms went off. "Dangerous object located. Remove and eliminate." Vexa stood in front of them. "No," she said. "This blade is not a threat." The drones ignored her and moved forward. Jack reached for the knife, not to attack, but to hide it. One drone fired a warning beam. It hit the ground near Jack's feet. Vexa stepped forward again, blocking the way. "I said no." A choice is made suddenly. More humans gathered. Not with guns, but with tools in hand. Axes, saws, kitchen knives, even garden scissors. They didn't raise them to fight. They simply stood, silent. A message formed. This is who we are. We build, we create, we protect. The drones paused. Vexa looked at them and said, "If you attack now, you declare war, not just on Earth, but on understanding." One by one, the drones shut down. They had received a new command from Talaris himself. A message to the council back on Cavaris Prime. Vexa stood before the full council. She held up a small hologram of Jack's knife. "This is not a weapon of war," she said. "It is a memory, a lesson, a symbol." The room was silent. Talaris stood and said, "Then perhaps the danger is not the blade. Perhaps the danger is fear itself." But not all agree. Far away, deep in the shadows of the galaxy, a secret group watched the council meeting. They didn't believe in peace. They believed humans were too dangerous to live, and they had already sent something to Earth, something worse than drones. Recap: Vexa, the alien translator, learned the truth about the knife. It was not just a weapon, it was history, memory, meaning. The council paused their attack. But in the darkness of space, a secret alien group had already made a deadly decision. The secret group, they were called the Obris Corps. They were not part of the council anymore. Long ago they had been leaders, but they believed in control, not peace. They watched humans from far away and saw something different than the council did. Humans grow fast, said their leader, a dark-scaled alien named Mordak. They learn quickly. They fight hard, they carry weapons in their blood. They will not stop at knives. One day they will reach our planets, and they will bring war. So the Obris Corps decided to strike, not with open battle but with fear. They launched a stealth ship called the Shade Fang, armed with a strange weapon, something not even Earth had seen before. Their goal was simple: make humans fear their own tools, make them break from within. Bikane. On Earth, Jack Harper returned to quiet life. But he knew peace never lasted long. Vexa stayed in contact, now trusted by both Earth and the Council. She shared knowledge, helped build understanding. People started talking about peace again. Some even turned their knives into sculptures, art, and symbols. But far above Earth, the Shadefang was already in orbit, completely hidden. It released small black drones called mind seeds into the atmosphere. These were not ordinary drones. They whispered the whispers. At first, people just felt tired, angry, restless. Then came the voices. You can't trust them. They want your tools. Your knife is power, don't give it up. Strike first. In different parts of the world, people started arguing again. Old fights returned. Suspicion grew. One city blamed another. Friends turned cold. Even the internet was full of strange messages. No one knew where they came from, but Jack knew something was wrong. This isn't natural, he told Vexa. Someone's pushing us. Vexa's discovery. Vexa worked with Earth's scientists. Together they found a strange signal in the skies. Faint, repeating, coded. When they followed it, they found pieces of black metal floating like ash in the wind. It wasn't from Earth. It wasn't from the Council, it was something else. And it was spreading. The truth comes out. Vexa sent an urgent message to the Council. There is a third group, she said. Someone wants us to destroy each other. But before they could respond, a large energy wave hit Earth's orbit. The Shadefang had fired a test blast, not at cities, but at the sky. Satellites crashed. Communications dropped. Panic began. People thought it was the aliens. The Council thought it was humans. Only Vexa and Jack knew. This was a setup. Earth on the edge. Again, world leaders began arming their defenses. Alien ships moved into attack position. It felt like war was only seconds away. In one small town, a fight broke out over a kitchen knife. People were scared, confused. That night, someone broke into Jack's workshop. They didn't steal anything, they just carved words into the wall. The blade is a lie. Jack sat in the dark, holding the knife, watching the stars. We're being pulled into a trap, he said softly. A plan is born. Vexa and Jack met secretly with a small team. Scientists, soldiers, even hackers. We need to expose the real enemy, Vexa said. We need to show the Council and Earth the truth. But how? One hacker asked. Jack held up the blade. They think this started the war. Maybe. It can end it. They made a bold plan. Use the knife to send a message into deep space. Trigger the hidden drones. Let everyone see who reacts. A trap to catch the ones in the shadows. The final spark. At dawn, Jack walked into the open desert. He placed the knife on a stone, aimed cameras at it, and streamed the image across every channel on Earth. Vexa sent the signal into space and they waited. Minutes passed. Then, from behind the moon, the Shadefang uncloaked. Its black surface shimmered like oil, its weapons powered up. But this time the council saw it too. Ships moved in, alarms sounded. Truth had broken the shadows. Recap: a hidden enemy, the Ubris Core, used fear to turn Earth and the council against each other. But Jack Harper and Vexa revealed the truth. Now the real threat, the ship Shadefang, is out of the shadows. War is no longer a question. It has begun. The first strike. The black ship Shadefang fired a beam toward Earth's orbit. A satellite exploded, debris scattered like sparks in space. But this time, Earth was ready, and the council was watching. Confirmed, said Talaris. The attack is not from Earth. It is from them. Dozens of alien ships surrounded the Shadefang. Human defense systems locked on from the ground. The enemy had been exposed. Jack's broadcast. From the desert, Jack Harper stood in front of the camera. The knife sat beside him, shining in the morning sun. This started with fear, he said. A tool became a threat, then a symbol, then a target. But now we know the truth. This knife never wanted war, but we will fight if we must. His voice was calm, strong. Across Earth and alien worlds, people listened. Let us stand together, Jack continued. Not as enemies, but as those who choose meaning over madness. The council responds. For the first time in centuries, the council ordered a joint fleet. Alien ships flew beside Earth's best aircraft. Vexa translated between leaders in real time. We fight not for power, she said, but to end fear. The council gave Earth access to energy shields and deep space weapons. This is not just Earth's fight anymore, said Talaris. This is a battle for truth. The battle begins, Shade. Fong released more mind seeds. They buzzed like insects, infecting machines and confusing signals. Earth's jets tried to shoot them down. Alien drones flew in precise formations, but the seeds were fast, and they whispered lies. Jack's team found a way to block the signal by using old radio towers, the kind most forgot existed. Sometimes old tech still had power. From the mountains to the sea, towers lit up with jamming pulses. The whispers began to fade. A bold move of Vexa saw an opening. If we disable the Shadefang's core, she said, they'll have no power to run. But we need to get close, said one pilot. Too close. Jack looked at the blade. I'll go. Everyone stared. You're not a soldier, Vexa said. No, Jack replied, but I know the story. They're trying to erase. Jack's final flight, a small craft, was prepared. Old, simple, unarmed. Jack climbed in, carrying the knife strapped to his belt. Vexa placed a hand on the ship. Come back, he smiled. Not planning to die today. As he flew into the stars, enemy lasers lit up the sky. Alien and human ships gave cover. Jack weaved through fire, silent and steady. He reached the enemy ship. Shadefang was massive up close. Its skin seemed to move like smoke. Jack flew straight into a docking port before it could close. Inside the enemy, the inside of Shadefang was cold, black, and alive. The walls pulsed with strange lights. Jack moved quickly, using maps from Council, spies. He reached the core chamber. There he saw it, a huge beating orb of dark energy, and standing before it, Mordak, the leader of the Ubris Core. So, the human with the knife, Mordak growled. Jack pulled the blade from its sheath. I didn't come to kill, he said, but I'll end this if I have to. Blade versus fear, Mordak attacked, not with weapons, but with illusions. The ship filled Jack's mind with fear. He saw Earth burning, friends turning on him, the Council destroying cities. But Jack gripped the knife tighter. He remembered his grandfather's hands, the woodshop, the quiet strength. This blade was never about death, he whispered. It's about holding on. When the world says, give up. He struck the core, not to destroy it, but to disconnect it. The lights blinked, the energy died. Shadefang shut down. Victory and silence. Outside, the battle paused. The enemy ship floated, lifeless. Council ships surrounded it. Earth's forces stood ready, but the war was over. Jack's voice came over the channel. It's done. Recap: Jack Harper boarded the enemy ship Shade Fang. He faced Mordak, the leader of the Obris Corps. He didn't destroy the ship. He disabled its dark core using only his courage and his grandfather's knife. Now the war is over. But peace always comes with a price. Silence. After battle, the sky above Earth was quiet. The stars returned to their calm light. Ships drifted in space like tired birds after a storm. People came out of shelters. They looked up, not in fear, but in wonder. Earth had survived, but everyone had the same question. Where is Jack Harper? Lost in the dark inside Shade Fang, life support had failed. The lights were off, the air was thin. Jack was still inside. Vexa called out again and again on the radio. Jack, do you hear me? Jack. No answer. Council engineers tried to open the ship's hull, but Shade Fang had sealed itself completely. It's like the ship doesn't want to let go of him, one said. A knife in the dust back in Jack's town. People gathered near his old workshop. Vexa stood beside the same stone where Jack had once placed the knife. Now, it was empty. But in the sand near it, someone found a small carving, scratched with a blade. Fear is loud, but hope holds its breath. It was in Jack's handwriting. The Council's apology to Laris, leader of the Galactic Harmony Council, came to Earth in person. He stood before Earth's leaders and before Vexa. We misjudged your world, he said. We saw your tools and forgot to look at your hearts. He held up a silver disc, glowing with light. This is a Council Medal of Peace. But today it belongs to one who may never return. He placed it beside Jack's empty seat. The humans were quiet. Some cried. Vexa just whispered, "He'll come back," he promised. The blade returns 1 week later, in the Arizona desert. A boy found something strange. A small pod, barely big enough for one person, had landed near the hills. The hatch opened, and Jack Harper stepped out. Dirty, tired, alive. He still held the knife. People ran to him. Vexa arrived first. You made it. Jack grinned. Told you I wasn't planning to die. A new understanding. The world changed after that. The knife once feared was now placed in a museum, inside a glass case. But the plaque didn't say weapon. It said, "This is not a weapon. This is a reminder." That piece is harder to carry than war, but far more powerful. The Council began real talks with Earth, real trade, real friendship, and the Obris Corps. Those who survived fled, but now everyone knew who they were and everyone was watching. Jack's quiet return. Jack didn't want fame. He went back to his workshop, fixing old things and building small tools. Children would visit, asking to see the blade. He would smile and say, "It's just a knife," but he always added, "Use it for good, that's what makes it special." Vexa's message. Vexa returned to Cavernous Prime. She was changed too. "I was taught to fear humans," she told her people. "But I learned they fear just like we do. And they hope. And they love. And sometimes they hold on when everything else falls apart." She paused. "And sometimes all it takes to stop a war is one man, one tool, and the courage to listen." Recap: Jack Harper stopped a war with a knife and his courage. The hidden enemy, the Obris Corps, was defeated. Peace returned. But in the shadows of deep space, danger still waited. A signal in the void. 3 months after the battle, a strange signal was picked up by a deep space telescope. It was old, cold, but it was repeating one word in hundreds of alien languages. Prepare. Council scientists tried to trace it. It came from far beyond the edge of known space, beyond even the Obris Corps' last hiding places. Jack's dream one night. Jack Harper had a dream. He stood in the desert again, the knife in his hand. But this time, the stars were red. The sky was burning. A voice spoke, not loud but deep and ancient. The knife was only the beginning. He woke up sweating, and somehow, he knew it wasn't just a dream. A new visitor ship arrived on Earth, one no one had seen before. It was sleek, dark silver, silent as a shadow, but it did not attack. From the ship stepped a tall being, thin, with eyes like polished stone. It said nothing, but it placed something on the ground, a box. Inside was a blade, not human, not council, older, and with it, a note written in perfect English. This is what comes next. Then the visitor vanished. Vexa's warning Vexa returned after hearing the news. She touched the alien blade. It felt wrong. Cold in a way nothing physical should be. This metal doesn't belong to this galaxy, she said. Whoever sent this isn't just watching. They're coming. The Council's emergency. The Galactic Council met in full for the first time in centuries. Even the oldest, most secret races appeared. Jack was invited. He stood before thousands of leaders, alien and human alike. We made one mistake before, he said. We assumed the worst about each other, and someone used that fear. He held up his knife. Then he pointed to the alien blade in the council chamber. This time, we prepare, but not out of fear, out of strength. Together. The chamber rose, in applause. The blade was placed in deep lockdown, guarded by many worlds. A plan for the future Earth was now a council world. They shared technology, training, and knowledge. New ships were built. New peacekeepers formed. And Jack? He became an ambassador, but only part-time. Most days he still worked with wood, but his name was known across galaxies. Children told his story like a legend, the last message, one final scene. Jack sat outside, his workshop. The sun was setting, the sky golden. He held his grandfather's knife in one hand, the alien message in the other. He looked up at the stars and whispered, "We were never meant to conquer the stars, but we were meant to protect them." Vexa joined him. "Quiet. Do you think they'll come?" she asked. Jack nodded. "Yes. But this time they'll find we're ready." In the end, it wasn't the weapon that saved us. It was the man who chose not to use it.